this, Antonia will come up. Thank you very much for joining us. Those of you that are just joining, you are welcome.
AWURU Antonia is an entrepreneur, content strategist, and passionate educator. She wears multiple hats. Founder of ANTHONIA Hairline, a thriving hair business empowering women through beauty and confidence. And the voice behind BizWisdom with Tonia, where she helps business owners and personal brands grow. Through strategic storytelling, relatable content, and digital wisdom. She is also a public speaker, committed to inspiring purpose-driven individuals to rise confidently in their God-given identity and vision. Whether she's coaching clients, managing social media campaigns, or speaking at events, her mission is clear: to empower, equip, and elevate. She grows, impacts, and raises together. Join us tonight as we make welcome Miss AWURU Antonia as she takes the stage.
OMG! Oh my God, this is so lovely. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? All right, so like Mr. Daniel said, yes, my name is AWURU Antonia, and I am thrilled to be here with fellow writers and creatives. And today, right, just get ready, get your notes ready, get your notepad, get it ready, because I'm going to be sharing something deeply personal and practical in the writing world, and how to move from writing as a passion to building it into a sustainable, fulfilling profession. So let's explore the journey together. I want to try and share my screen now, but I don't know who is in charge. Can you help me with that? Because I'm not seeing the option to do that from my end.
Okay, is that button over there, that big button that's with the arrow up?
Come again. Okay. All right, I found it. Okay. So can you see anything? Can you guys see my screen? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, you can see my screen. All right. Now, without much ado, I'm going to move to the business of today. And here in the introduction, I have, why is this topic? Why does this topic matter in today's digital space, digital age? And the myth, creativity is enough, and then the truth, which is the passion. All right, are you there? Can anyone hear me, please? Hi, can anyone hear me?
I think your voice is breaking.
Okay, but am I back on now? Hello? Can I get a reply if I am loud enough, please?
You push or mute your mic and talk now.
But Mr. Daniel, You can't hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, then. Thank you. I think I can move from here. So, starting with the introduction, we are in a golden age for writers. But one thing we all need to note is that we are also in a noisy age. When I mean noisy, I mean a lot of things are going on in different spheres, different industries, including the writing industry, and people can really, really get distracted with digital platform where anyone can just write, anyone can just publish, anyone can just go viral. But in all of this noise, right, it is actually easy to believe the myth that creativity alone is enough. But the truth is, creativity alone is not enough. Passion is very powerful. Passion is like a fuel, but it actually needs structures, it needs discipline, and it needs a business mindset to actually go far. And that is why we are going to be talking about passion in writing and how to actually monetize it. Now let's look at the evolution of a writer. The truth is, we've gone past the age where it just starts as a spark and then you're just writing randomly and it ends there. The thing is, there are actually 3 stages of writing before you get to the final stage, and it is okay if we are all at different stages now, and that is why life is a journey. I believe strongly that we're all going to get to that final part at the end of the day, and that is why this meeting, the Writers Conference, is very strategic in our lives, because it is going to be both a push and a call to a lot of us. Okay, so the evolution of a writer, for every writer, it always starts with the spark. That is the love for words, for characters, for emotions, you wanting to put out that idea in your head and all of that. And then you move from there, and then it becomes a struggle trying to find your voice, trying to find your niche in the writing world, facing rejection, wondering if you're good enough. And trust me, this happens in every sphere. It happens in every industry. And if you're feeling that way, it means you're making progress. So you're not different from any other person. And we're not supermen, yeah? Life is a process. And then the third part of the evolution is the shift, where you decide that this is more than a hobby. This is not a one day in, one day out thing for me. Oh, this is a lifestyle thing for me. And for every writer here, I want to urge you, I want to let you know that in that writing that you're doing, right, it should actually exceed being a hobby. If you really want to grow it to something bigger, if you really want to professionalize it, and if you really want to make money from it, you have to move from making it just a spark or a struggle to making it a shift, a decision, like your 9 to 5. That is how you're going to make impact. And the final stage is the strategy. That is now the building phase. When I mean building, I mean visible building, where you are learning to grow in your writing career with systems, with structures, with support from both creativity and income. At this stage, you're not just writing for writing's sake or because you love writing. At this point, you're writing to put things in place. You're trying to be an authority. It's no longer Cynthia that is writing novels. She'll just write bless people and go. It's no longer Felix writing a blog and then he will just write and go. It is now Cynthia's authority. It is now Felix's authority. I don't know if you're getting me. Are we getting the point? Can I get a response before I move? I love interactive class. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear you clearly?
All right, all
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I love this. I love this. I love this. Okay. So we all now know the evolution of a writer, how you need to move from different places. Trust me, you are not meant to stay one place. And for those of us that are still petting our beginning stage, I want you to take a bold step from this meeting and just go out and do bigger things. If it means taking internship in companies, please do it and then just go big. All right. So next, this is where I love the business of writing. I love business. My life is business, literally, and in every sphere you have to move from passion, yes, to business. Passion is very important, but over time you have to move to business. Now, writing is an art, but making money from it is a business. And trust me, if you write well, you're going to make money from your writing. You can earn from your royalties. You can earn from self-publishing, ghost writing, blogging, or teaching through courses. For instance, I have a friend in my church that writes. So basically, she writes for companies and she's a ghostwriter and she's making it big. I also have another very dear friend that is a writer and he's imparting through that and he's making money, and they also publish. So you can actually move from that passion part to self-publishing, that's making your book, printing them or putting them on Amazon, on Seller, on Kobo, any platform that you know is going to sell. It might be hard from the beginning, but trust me, over time you're going to scale. Just step out, okay? And when doing all of this, you need to know your worth. You need to know how to price your work and negotiate contracts confidently. If possible, you have to benchmark. You will have to give yourself an assignment and benchmark maybe writing companies or a particular writer, both foreign or local, that you see doing extraordinary things. You can benchmark them and see how they do things and how much they charge. Then you can now decide based on your worth, oh, do I want to do half price of this or do I want to do full price of this? Okay, and talking about confidence, this takes me to what Hemingway says, the writer. I don't know if you guys know him. Maybe you can browse that after now. He says the writer must write what they have to say, not speak it. But then I'll add that we must also learn to sell it. He said you will learn how to write though, you will learn how to say, you will learn how to speak it though, but you must learn how to sell it. That means whatever you're doing, whatever you're writing as a writer, if you're not selling, you are necessarily not making impact. And a lot of people in the world, like I am, we don't buy cheap things. We don't pay too much attention to cheap things. And trust me, when people have their treasure, like the Bible says, where a man's treasure is, there his heart is. When people have their treasure in what you've written, their heart will be there. So you can start from anywhere. You can start from even pricing as little as 5,000 for your ebooks and grow from there. Okay, are we together? I'm sure we are. So I'm going to move forward so I do not enter into another speaker's time. Next thing is okay, my next slide is building your brand as a writer. Well, I don't know why it's not showing here, so I'm just going to talk about that. Your brand isn't just a logo, it is your voice. I always tell people that you are your brand. Your voice is your brand, your style is your brand, your message, what you have to tell people is your brand, and what people feel when they read your work is your brand. So you have to build your presence online and offline. See, both of them work, online and offline. You're not going to totally say, oh, I'm an online person, oh, I'm an offline person. Both joints supply, okay? And then you have to show up consistently. You cannot write today and then leave it till like 3-4 months, 5 months before you write or even attend to your audience. And Your writing should even outgrow an audience. It should move all the way to a community where you have people of like minds, people like you that you groom, that look up to you, that you bless with your writing, that you sell to, that you encourage, that you tutor to actually move from where they are to where they want to be. You also have to collaborate with other creatives, other writers like you are. I'm very sure we've seen a lot of social media content creators, and that is one of the things I love about content creators. They collaborate. There is nothing like, oh, if I do it, this one. No, it's not even content creators alone. A lot of men of God, a lot of companies, a lot of different industry, they collaborate, because what you do when you collaborate is you bring a part of that person's audience to your own side, and a part of your audience goes to the person. It is actually a win-win, and you gain more visibility. So you have to collaborate, and the more consistent your voice and your presence is, the more trust you get and the more opportunities that you attract. All right, next I'm going to be moving to tools and platforms every writer needs. Remember, what we are talking is moving from passion to actually selling, to actually, making it big. Allow me to use that word. Now, technology makes our work easier when we use the right tool. Okay. Now, for beginners and experts to some extent, you can actually use, for your writing, you can use Google Docs, you can use Crivina, and a lot of them. And then for editing, to make sure your words are good and properly spelled or checked, you can use Grammarly, you can use pro writing aids. I'm very sure that you can see more of these online if you browse about it. And then for publishing, you can use Amazon KDP, you can use Medium, Substacks, and all of those. Okay. And then for your branding, you will have to create a portfolio on WordPress, okay, or Contently. And when you use platforms for visibility, or for showing up to people more, like social media platforms like Instagram or LinkedIn, to connect, it will go a long way to both promote you and make you visible. Okay, now I'm going to move to real life case studies. I know a lot of us know Chimamanda Adichie. Please, if you do not know Chimamanda Adichie, just unmute and say, I don't know her. But if nobody unmutes, I will just take it that we all know who Chimamanda is. So I'm going to give like 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, everyone knows Chimamanda. Let's put it that way. Now, Chimamanda started with short stories. She stayed consistent and she built global influence. The truth is, if you remove staying consistent, building global influence, Chimamanda will stop at just short stories, and she's not going to make as much impact as she has made. So as a writer, like I said from the beginning, there has to be a shift from the struggles, from the passion, to actually materializing everything that you know as a writer. Because when you materialize it, that is the only time you're going to build influence. And I also spoke about having a community, not just an audience. Having a community, like people that you train, is also going to make you have global influence. And trust me, that is high purchase value. And wherever high purchase value is, that is where money flows into. Now, for those of us that may have questions in our heart, I just started, I'm just writing because I love writing, it's really not the money thing for me because I have my 9 to 5. The truth is, if whatever passion you're doing is valuable enough, people will pay for it, whether you put a price on it or not. There are some people where you will so bless that they'll reach out to you. Oh dear, oh Cynthia, "Oh, Daniel, oh, I read your book. I came across your blog. I was really blessed. Oh, thank you so much. Can I have your account number? I just want to celebrate you, or I want you to print more of this and share to people." If your passion is valuable enough, it is going to bring resources. Now let's see Mr. Malcolm. He meshed journalism and storytelling. In fact, when I was reading his story, when I was studying about him, I was shocked, like how people can merge two things that are compelling and they blend. So in that your writing, in that your niche, if you found your niche and everything, there are features you can merge and you'll be unique. It will even give you a niche voice. It will make you unique in something, just like Malcolm is. Are we together? If you're learning something, say I'm learning, because I am moving to the very, 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 very serious part where a lot of people experience.
I'm learning.
Okay.
I'm
Now,
learning.
thank you so much. Now we all know that in fact, let me just give this backstory before I move on. Recently, Chimamanda made a post. When I mean recently, is somewhere early this year or end of last year. I really can't say when exactly. So she made a post of her babies, and someone commented how that when did she even get pregnant and all of that. And she told them, oh, she did surrogacy. She didn't even carry the pregnancy. And a lot of people came at her following through her career. They were like, how can you be so real in your writing and all of that, and then in real life you're not real? Whew. That was very harsh. The truth is, there are some gullible people that will actually see that and she not being real and think, oh, because she did surrogacy, maybe her materials are not original, and they want to maybe leave her. A lot of people are very gullible, like you can shift their emotion. Also, as a writer, you can also have rejections. You can have things that will not motivate you anymore, either coming from social media, coming from your life personally, or whatever it is that you're going through. But you have to handle these rejections properly, because that is where you are going to grow. For every no that you get, for every rejection you get, maybe on your blog post, you share links with people and they don't go, or you write a book, or you're trying to launch a book and people just come and they go, or just few people bought and all of that. You have to take that in as an experience and build your resilience. Do you get it? Rejection is not a first thing. Even for the Christians here, even Jesus Christ was rejected at some point. For the Muslims too, even Muhammad was rejected in some places. I study religion. Like these major people that we know, that we trust, that we are now even following their words for life today, they faced rejection, but they reframed it, they redirected it, and today great things are spoken of them. They've influenced people. So even as a writer, you need to reframe rejection. Do not see rejection as a failure and move on. Next, you have to use feedbacks as fuel, whether they are good feedbacks or they are bad feedbacks. There are some feedbacks you have to take, and there are some feedbacks you have to drop. So just be sensible enough to know the feedbacks to take and the feedbacks to drop. Lastly, on handling rejection and staying motivated as a writer, you need to celebrate small wins. Please. This is very important, because it is one of the major fuel for everything that we do in life. If you have a little win, maybe your blog made it to Limelight, or your book made it to Amazon and all of that, you need to celebrate it. If you write one paragraph that is very powerful and is life-changing, celebrate it. You're able to make posts on your blog, or you're able to upload your book. Celebrate it. Oh, you had a new fan, you had a new follower, or someone reached out to you and said, oh, they came across your book and it changed their life or it changed their perception about something. Celebrate it. It is very, very important. Okay. Now, lastly, I'm going to move to the final tips for sustainable career. And I want you guys to pay attention to this part very well. If you want to start writing, it's another to sustain that you're writing, or it is one thing to sustain that you're writing niche. Now, here are a few final tips. Don't just write for writing's sake. Write with purpose, not pressure. Don't write because, Cynthia, we started writing the same year. Cynthia has written 100 books. I've just written 2 books. Who exactly is judging this thing? You have to write from purpose. You have a different voice, not pressure. Not because Cynthia has written 100 books. Okay. Secondly, you need to keep learning. You need to keep learning. Knowledge never ends. Knowledge is versatile. You need to attend workshops like the writers conference that we're having now. You need to take courses if need be. You need to get mentors. You need to get feedbacks even from family members or friends. When you do a project or you write a book, you can send them a draft. Oh, help me read it, help me check it, what you think about it. So you keep growing and learning that way. Next, you have to protect your mental health. I love this so much because the truth is, creativity is a journey of highs and lows. There are some times where nothing is coming. There are other times a lot is coming at once. And there are times where you're just mentally exhausted and you're having a creative block. At times like that, you need to rest. Resting is part of work. Rejuvenating is part of work. Recuperating is part of work. If you need to just go on a retreat, or you need to just go rest for a while, or you need to just take a break and receive fresh air, trust me, from that resting, you even start getting fresh ideas. And lastly on this, you need to you need to stay rooted in your why. Your why is very important. Why you started, why you want to speak to people through writing, why you want to change lives through writing, why you want to develop people through writing, why you want to heal people through writing, why you want to motivate people through writing, why you want to make impact and lead people through writing. You have to be rooted in your why and carry it through the hard season and the easy season and in every project that you undergo or any writing that you do. Okay? And now, my last encouragement. You do not need to wait for permission to call yourself a writer. You are already a writer. Just keep writing. You are becoming. And it doesn't end with just writing 1, 2, 3. It is a lifestyle, like I mentioned from the beginning. And then also know every day, every minute, every second that your words are a gift. Package them well. Package them well. Thank God for technology. I've mentioned earlier places you can publish, places you can write, places you can check your grammar. Package them well. Do not do shabby work. Carry yourself as who you call yourself. Writing is luxury. Writing is mindset shift. Writing is unusual. Unusually expensive and unique. Okay? So you have to package it well. Package it as such. Okay? Then next, you have to build structure around your creativity. I think I already mentioned that in the beginning. Okay? And then lastly, write, publish, profit, make money, and then repeat. Rinse and repeat same thing over and over again, and you see how far you go. Okay. Now, for for those of you that are still in that stage of, oh, I don't know, should I start, should I not start, or the market is saturated, where do I even start from, what do I do? I've already mentioned workshops, I've mentioned paying for courses, I've mentioned literally a lot of things. If you've been writing, you must have written all of that. But then you have to do other practical things personally, like starting your writing career. Start, no matter how small, writing 3 lines, 4 lines, 1 page, 2 pages daily as the inspiration comes is a place to start. If you have grown from writing daily, you can start from setting your weekly writing goals. Oh, I want to write 400 words. Oh, I want to write 3,000 words. Oh, I want to write 5,000 words in a week. You can also start from there. Then you have to choose your publishing path. Do I want to be publishing on Amazon? Do I want to do Seller? Do I want to do Kobo? Do I want to do, a lot of those? You have to also make a decision on that. And lastly, you have to join a community. Okay, this is for people growing and for those that have actually grown. But then the truth is, there is nobody that's already grown. We are all growing in life in different industry and also as a writer. So you have to join a community. And thank God for the Writers Conference. Thank God for the writers, something like this, because it follows us and it just makes us do things rightly, you get. So you can stay in communities like this and also keep growing and firing up your passion. So thank you so much for joining with me today. I would love to hear your questions or your reflections if you have any. And if you like to stay connected, I'm just a DM or email away. Do not forget, keep writing, keep growing, and keep believing in your voice. Thank you.